Mijn naam is Pim.
En ik ben Armen.
Mijn maatje Armen is naar Nederland gekomen als vluchteling. Zijn verhaal ontroerde me. Daarom hebben we besloten om ook de verhalen van andere LHBT+-vluchtelingen te delen. Om er zo van te leren. Want
Vluchteling is een naam die geven ze naar ons. Maar er staat altijd verhalen achter de naam.
Dus vandaag gaan we naar
Amjad.
Ik heet Amjad, ik ben 19 jaar oud. Ik kom uit Syrië en ik woon al 2 jaar in Nederland. Ik studeer schakeltraject, voorbereiding voor de HBO verpleegkunde. En ik doe theater en ik geniet van schrijven.
Daarvoor kom je uit Syrië.
Ja.
Kun je vertellen hoe het was om daar op te groeien?
So it wasn't really the best growing up back in Syria. So because since I was too young, I had to come out to my parents. I was 13 or something, and to my school as well. I was like this activist who wants to fight everyone just. And yeah, I came out to my parents. But before that, when I was 10 or 9, I started seeing people who are making comments about me, about myself, or like, oh look how you walk, look how you talk, control yourself. And then I just found it normal that I'm getting this kind of comments. and at that time I didn't know even what the meaning of gay or being homosexual. So one time my cousin was talking to my mom and she told her that there is someone, I want to beat him because he's gay, he walks in front of my shop. And I was like, oh my gosh, gay is something so terrible that you want to beat someone just because they're gay. And I started searching on the internet, like, what's the meaning of gay, like, and when I saw the first pictures, I was like in shock because I've never seen it before. I felt inside me like kind of happy feelings and also so stressed and so scared. And I create a Facebook account, like fake one, to heal other gay people. I start going to other gay people from this fake account to tell them, oh, let's be straight again.
My reaction was more, let me find out if there are other people like me, or how can I contact them. But I'm curious, what was the reason behind your thoughts that you said, you know what, I'm gonna cure people, or I'm gonna heal people, as you said. What was the reason?
Because I tried at the first alone to try to change these ideas or these feelings. I tried alone, but it didn't work. So I started thinking that maybe if there is other group who are also trying with me and support each other, then it's something might happen. So I started trying to make them, organize them as a group that we were gonna like all together. And a lot of them was making jokes on me like, oh, you can't heal homosexuality, but I wasn't believing that because all the articles in Arabic on the internet says about like how to heal homosexuality with Quran or Bible or stuff, and I was reading only that sort of articles. When I became 13, my brother found out this account and he have seen it and he asked me about it. I tried to lie, but he didn't believe my lie, and then I had to tell him like I think I'm gay, and he was like so shocked. He was positive that that account was to try to heal homosexuality, and I was crying so much and I'm telling him I don't want to be gay, and yeah, then the next day he told my mom after he promised me that he never gonna tell anyone, and they start like trying to heal me with so hard procedures. Like at the first they start with taking my phone and not allowing me to go outside the home. So I don't meet anyone because they thought that these ideas came from other people or from the internet, and they just took all the social media, and I wasn't allowed to go anywhere, only to school and back.
They found out and they cut you off from social media, and how did you fight that back, or what did you do?
Well, everything they were doing, I was trying to fight back. For example, when they took my phone at the first, I became so angry, and the most thing they were always telling me, don't tell other people because it's something so ashamed. So I feel like, okay, you took my phone, I'm gonna tell my grandmother. Okay, you're not allowing me to go to school, to play today, so I'm gonna tell my aunt. So, and our family is so big, and I'm from so traditional small village, so everyone just living next to each other, and if they know something, they start like just sharing everything. So yeah, I found out like after a month that everyone in the village knows about me. Yeah.
So it became the town gossip,
yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
And then what? How did your family react to that?
Well, at the first thing I had to do is quit school because when I was going there, no one wanted to talk to me. And if someone was so brave to come and talk to me, he was getting banished from other students. and also the teachers were thinking all the time that I'm causing the school troubles and the other students' troubles. So the deadline, like when I was like, okay, now I'm not gonna continue the school anymore, when two guys came to me and they were like, okay, we're gonna be your friends, and then they took me to like the whole school was sitting like in a circle, so they took me to the middle of the circle and they start saying, look, this gay, and then I tried to fight them, and we had a fight, and then a couple of girls start running to fight, like because they were at my side. Right. And it was like so huge, big fight. And then I went to the school director and I told him like I'm not gonna continue anymore. And that day I quit school.
Wow.
How old were you?
Yeah.
16 or something. Yeah.
You went back to your family and
yeah.
you lived with your family. How did they respond?
They weren't happy at all with my decision of quitting the school. So my father decided that I'm gonna start working with him, like with the stone and the heavy stuff, like so I get muscles and maybe I'll be like a real man. Yeah. Exactly. So I worked like for a couple of days, and then I found like this is not what I want to. And like I didn't have anything to do except like trying to commit suicide, so I could yeah, so maybe something more comfortable will come after. I had a younger brother. He was 7 years old, and I loved him so much. He didn't love me so much because of my parents. They always were telling him like he's sick, don't be close to him. So when I asked him like come closer, he's oh, you're sick. Oh. So but I loved him so much. I don't want him to grow up in this sort of village and around all these people. So he was always holding me back to not do it, and to feel like I have to be there so I can protect him.
Right. So you stayed.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then at a certain point, you left.
Before I left Syria, I told my parents, it was like the last time, I was like, okay, I'm going now to psychologist and he was gonna help me now. Like, I went to him and he said, oh, don't, it's gonna be fine. Everyone comes here from the LGBT community, goes outside straight, so I will heal you. The first month I will give you like small exercise to do, and if it didn't work, then the next month I'll start give you medicine for your hormones. And
oh, wow.
yeah, and it was like so stupid exercise, like for example, have a douche with cold water for your blood to go to like the whole body, and go to walk like in a forest so you could smell like fresh air.
You can do that and still be gay. Yeah. I don't get the point, but anyway, yeah, and, it's not strange.
Yeah, and I did it about 3 weeks, and then I realized how stupid it is. And I went to him and I was like, oh, congratulations, I became straight again. Yeah, and my parents were so happy, and I took this point to ask them to, at that point I asked them like, can I go to the Netherlands? And they were so happy. So they sent me, and my father came with me, of course. And here, yeah, I can be myself.
In fact, I've been also taken to a hormone test indeed, and very expensive, by the way, to do this test. And yeah, eventually it turned out to be like the testosterone was a little bit high, which was no problem. But anyway, so indeed they eventually told me you have to go also to a psychologist. And every time I went there to see any doctor, yeah, the how do you say, the secretarian was laughing, oh, the gays here back again. So I felt very humiliated, and we shouldn't, yeah, feel that way. But yeah, they try, of course, they try their best to heal homosexuality. But I'm happy that I stood behind my idea that I'm not sick, and obviously you did the same.
Why the Netherlands? How did you come up with the Netherlands?
My aunt lives here, and I felt like she was always telling us how open-minded is the Netherlands. And I always was like searching on the internet, like the place where LGBT people accepted the most, and I was always seeing like interviews with people, random people at the Dam Square, like, what do you think about homosexuality? Oh, it's fine. And I feel like, oh, I would love to be there. Yeah. So yeah, it was the first country I thought about, the Netherlands.
Okay, so what was your plan, to come and live with your aunt here? Or?
No, my plan was just to go outside Syria, so I could leave and stay alone. So yeah.
And your parents were okay with it, and your father even
No, they
joined
didn't
you,
know.
or-
They thought that, well, we can go to the Netherlands, me and my father, and he can do a family reunion, and then we can live all together. But when I became 18, I was like, I went to the COA and I told them, I want to apart my files and I want to be alone. So yeah, and I start my own procedures.
Mhm.
But my parents didn't mind me doing that, so they were okay with that. Yeah.
So your family is also here in the Netherlands.
Yeah.
So your father and also your brother, because that was my
Yeah.
question. Do
Yeah.
you have any
Yeah.
contact with your brother? With your
Yeah, we have like so much contact, but
Okay.
I didn't come out again, so they still think that, I think that they already know that I'm gay, that I'm still
Yeah.
gay, but they
Uh-huh.
just don't talk about it.
Yeah. Okay.
So if they're watching now, like, I'm gay.
It's not mentioned. It's not
Yeah.
there.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Out of experience, I would say just give things time. You know, always these things take time, and in my case, it also helped a little. I have back a little bit contact with my family, of course, after a while. So their heart will definitely go soft a little bit,
Yeah.
and then they will accept the fact that you are who you are. You are your beautiful self.
In your apartment, I
Yeah.
saw you have a poster on the wall that said "Nothing is impossible."
Yes.
Tell me, is that your like life slogan?
Well, when I moved to my new apartment, I bought this because I found almost everything difficult to do, everything like to start new life, new responsibilities. So I bought this, and it was the first thing I bought in my whole apartment, and I was always looking at it like nothing is impossible. I can just keep going with that.
You're from Syria. What part of Syria are you from, and how was the situation there?
I'm from Asweda. It's a small city, but there's of course war there, but not that much. But our biggest problem that the people there, they are Druze, and this is a minority religion. So not all people in Syria accept Druze people. They think that we are too open-minded. So yeah, so it was also one of the reasons why my parents decided that they will also leave Syria.
When you were in Syria, you stopped from education, and in the beginning of the interview, you also mentioned that you are doing something, schakeljaar, which is like the transition part. So tell me more.
Well, since I was little, I always wanted to be a doctor or work in a ziekenhuis. So, but I couldn't do it because I had stopped school in Syria. And when I came here, I found that I can't study here. I was a little bit afraid because I thought that the students here is just the same as the students back in Syria. So I was a little bit afraid to start school.
Right.
But I found that everyone just so lovely, and I can just study here and become like where I want to become.
Perfect. So what are you doing exactly now? So you're studying to prepare yourself to become a nurse.
Yeah,
Let's say.
yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Wonderful.
Here I don't have to come out, but at the first I thought that it's just like I had to get used to the idea. So I was crying so hard and telling a friend of mine like, I have a secret, I want to tell you something. She was like, what's happened? She was so scared, and I was like, I'm gay. And she was like, yeah, and what's happened? I was like, no, it's that. Yeah. She was like, it's okay here, like everyone accepts LGBT people.
Have you made many friends over the 2 years that you lived there?
In the Netherlands?
Yes.
Yes, I met a lot of people and I made so many friends, and that helped me a lot because at the first few months in the Netherlands I was so much lonely and without any other people. But now when I look back, yeah, it's much different now. I have a lot of people that I know, and yeah.
Great.
Tell me more about the body-to-body project. So did you look yourself to a new body, or how did you hear about the company?
Well, I knew a girl in Zoet van Azenzee, and she advised me to go to a body organization. But I wasn't so brave to go directly there because I didn't speak back there any Dutch, and my English wasn't like good enough.
Right.
So then she decided that she will take me. She will take me herself there. And I registered, and after a couple of months I got a new buddy.
Right.
And yeah, she's so amazing. She changed my entire life in the Netherlands. Yeah. They couple you with a Dutch buddy who helps you and guides you in the Netherlands. And my buddy, she took me to Amsterdam for the first time, and I was so surprised. She took me to the Homo Monument, and there I saw for the first time a gay flag in my entire life, and I was just so happy that no one just throwing stone on it or no one saying bad stuff about it. And then she bought me a necklace and like small gay flag, and I wear the necklace, and she was like, "I'm so proud of you," and I felt like it was the most beautiful day in my life. Yeah.
Great.
Perfect. And you said you enjoy writing as well, right?
Yeah.
So what do you write?
I write sometimes articles. For example, last time I participated in the Nieuwste Amsterdammer Krant newspaper.
Okay.
So I wrote there an article, and then many organizations also called me to write for them some stuff. So yeah, but before I was only writing for the social media because I was using writing as like to write about human rights or LGBT or women rights. So I was just using it for social media.
But it is also kind of for you a hobby for you, so that you feel better.
Yeah,
you empower
exactly.
yourself somehow. Okay. Where did you stay in the beginning? Who welcomed you?
At the first, we stayed at Terapel, as say, for 4 days, and it was so horrible there. Like we faced people that we've never seen even in Syria.
Right.
So then we went to Zutphen. It's all small village, but it was like so calm and quiet there. So it was nice. And then to Wageningen, Arnhem, and then Amsterdam.
Wow.
How was it for you, changing all these places?
Well, for me it was fun.
Fun?
Yeah.
Okay, well, positive.
Yeah. I like just to go to new places and just meet new people and like, yeah, just the feeling that you're exploring new places, just like you're traveling and you're legal there. So.
You mentioned about your procedure. Is there something you want to share about that?
My case was a little bit different because I was with my with my father, and I was underage, so I had so much attention, so much parties and stuff. So, but older people, which is they are above 18, they get maybe some problems or stuff. So, I can just say about myself, it was comfortable for me, and I was pretty happy there.
Yeah. So it went easy and it went smooth because you were underage.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I had everything I wanted. Yeah. But I saw, for example, that my father wasn't allowed to do the stuff that I'm doing, like learning the language or going activities or stuff. Yeah.
If you could go back to where you're from and speak to the people that bullied you, the psychologists that tried to change who you are, maybe also even the girls that defended you, what would you tell everyone?
Well, if I could go back with time, I will probably not do what I did before because it caused me so much pain just trying to, in a young age, trying to be an activist or try to just write in social media about human rights. It caused me so much pain seeing people with the negative comments and stuff. So I probably would not do it and just wait a little bit until I just leave Syria.
And what about your little brother? You still see him?
Yeah, I still see him. He's now 10, and he's so open-minded and so nice. Yeah,
he doesn't think you have a disease anymore.
No, he doesn't know actually, but he's like since young age he's trying to protect animals. He's now vegan in my family.
Oh.
Yeah, and he's like so loves everyone and just wants to be around everyone. Yeah.
So I'm looking at all of these beautiful pictures. One even says "Save me." I assume you made them, but what do they mean to you?
Well, each of them have a different story. For example, the Save Me when the Amazon was burning. Like I'm so interested with the climate stuff, so I was like, save me from the hands of people. Yeah, and each of them. For example, the cat. When I wasn't allowed to have a cat, I drew it, and I was like, this is my cat. Yeah. But then I got.
And now you have your own.
Yeah. And I have like this too. I love them so much.
Yes.